Hello. Wow, already off to a rough start. Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. Yeah, today we're going to be adding a new enemy type to Gunforged and might also get started on some new UI elements. We'll see how far we get with the new enemy. I think the new enemy should be relatively easy, but we're going to be working on that today. Before I get started, I want you to know that I have several Godot courses, 2 GD courses, and 1 C# course on Udemy. So if you want to learn Godot, and especially Godot with C#, which is my newest course, check out the links in the description below. It's a great way to support me, and also it's a great resource for you as well. And beyond that, liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, all that stuff helps me out tremendously as well. Hello. I don't know how to say your name. I had this problem last time. I'll call you GP. Hello, GP. Hello, DevGhost. Welcome back to the stream. Can you tell me why you chose to use C# instead of GD? Do you just know C# and don't want to learn another language, or are there more reasons? Yeah, the reason just boils down to personal preference. This question comes up quite a bit, but I'm happy to answer it. So, yeah, personal preference, mostly. I started using C# in Gunforge before there was typing in GD, and I needed typing to be able to keep track of all the complexities in the game. And then, of course, being able to use abstract classes, interfaces, C# data structures like hash sets, linked to lists, queues, that sort of thing is extremely valuable. So yeah, that's the reason basically. Good morning, Wibbly. Good to see you. All right, so let's take a look at, so we're doing an enemy that throws a bouncing bomb. And basically what this is gonna do, well, what this is gonna look like is I've got this little guy here. I'm not entirely happy with the art, but it's just kind of like a mock-up for now. But I think I might actually try something here. So this is an enemy holding a bomb. We'll see how it looks. So I don't like the colors necessarily, but we're just gonna roll with this for now. And I might need to cut him up a little bit so I can animate him. So how am I gonna do that? Okay, Greg in English. Gotcha. I'll just call you that then. And you're welcome. Okay, so the question now is, do I want to cut up this sprite and animate it? Or do I want to just animate the whole thing? Probably going to want to cut it up. Let's see. Entity. So bodyguard has hands, feet, and head. Gargoyle has a couple of pieces. The player has a lot of pieces. Oh, those are all old things though. Oh, this is an old one. Let's see. Yeah, I think I should probably do like a little cutout animation for him. Okay. So we need to create some layers here. So let's do body. Let's create a new layer. I'm gonna take... Let's see. This is all the head here. So I'm just going to unselect any pixels that are not part of the hood. Actually, yeah, we remove those colors there. Okay, so now I should be able to cut that and paste it. And this is the hood. Okay. So let's see what this looks like. Probably just want to fill this out a little bit. How am I doing the outlines on, for instance, the rat? Let's take a look. Are these all individually outlined? Yes, okay. Okay. That makes sense. Oh wait, no, the rat is different now. I gotta refigure out how I'm actually doing my enemies here. Animation player, default. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just one solid piece. But I don't think we necessarily want to do that. Oh, I'm also noticing that this is wrong. Interesting. Okay, now it's fixed. So, yeah, I don't know. Do I want to cut up this guy? Because I've got, like, the bodyguard is also cut up. Although it's just his head and his feet moving, so I might be able to get away with just moving the head and the feet for this guy. So I think what I'll do is I will outline this. Okay, yeah, let's see if that works. So we've got the hood and the body. I'm gonna rename this to torso because I think that's more consistent with how else I'm doing it or how else I'm naming it. Cool, all right, so let's do this and then file, export, no, scripts, Gatsby, export layers. We're not gonna, well, do we wanna trim it? Trim, save sprite, only visible layers, cool. All right, let's go ahead and do it. So scene, oh my gosh, I'm gonna need a lot of duplication here. So new scene, other node, character body 2D. This is gonna be called a bomber and he needs to be floating and we're gonna save it in scenes, game object, entity, bomber. And I'm just curious to see what this actually looks like in game. So let's get some visuals. So we got a hit flash group component. Put the hood under that. Torso under that as well. Okay. A couple days ago, I asked you about converting a small GD multiplayer project to C#, and I managed to do it. Took some work figuring out how to adapt the NetFox configuration, but otherwise wasn't too bad. Awesome. That's great. How are you liking C#? Is it, are you enjoying that? Your streams are pure gold. I learn much faster from watching how someone else worked than standard A to B step-by-step tutorials. Yeah, I think, first of all, thank you. And yeah, I think I find that useful too. It's like watching somebody naturally work can be very insightful as opposed to like a very clearly bounded tutorial, right? Let's adjust the camera there. There we go. That's a little bit better. I need to get a better camera position, I think. That's probably fine. Anyway, let's not get sidetracked. So offset, just turn these off. Let's get those transforms back in place. Alrighty. So this torso here, let's hide the hood for now. Torso. So -9, and then we'll go up however much that is. Cool. All right, so now we just need to align the hood. And we don't want the offset. We want it to be like right there. And then we change the position. Okay. I think that's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. So now we've got the hood and the torso as separate pieces, which is great. And now we can animate these things. I don't know if I want to do that first, though. I think what I want to do is I'm going to go to my hub arena, and I'm going to instantiate this bomber, because I just want to see what he looks like with respect to the player. Oh yeah, that's a good size. Yeah, that's a good size. Actually doesn't look that bad either. I was not expecting the art, but since he's smaller in the game, I think he looks fine. Might change some of the colors, but alright. So that's great. And now comes the part where we copy and paste a ton of stuff. Well, I should probably animate him, actually. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So let's see. The rat has a visuals node, so I might as well do that as well. Visuals. Nope. I always do that. I always add a child node, and instead of searching the node type, I search with the name that I want to call the node. Does anyone else do that? It's a little bit annoying. I do that all the time. So let's go ahead and animate. Oops. You're about to witness my absolute animation prowess. My animation skills that would make Pixar animators envious. Okay, so we're going to animate the hit flash group component, transform. We're going to edit the... Do we want to edit the position of the group component itself, or do we want to just animate the individual parts? That's a good question. Let's try animating the individual parts and see what that looks like. So we're going to want to animate the position, and we're going to want to animate the rotation. So I'll add both of those. Position, and then rotation. Okay. Let's get a very basic up and down motion working here. How long is the rat animation? It is 0.5 seconds. Okay, that works. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's do 0.5 seconds. Extend this, zoom it out. Alrighty. So torso. We want this to loop, of course. That might be too much, but we'll see how it goes. So this one goes backwards a little bit. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. So it rotates backwards a little bit. I'm probably just going to copy this, honestly. I mean, not the exact values, but... So at 0.15, negative 10, at 0.35, 10. Okay. That doesn't look right. That looks better. Yeah, just play with some curves. That's fine. That looks fine. It's been many years since I worked with C#, so I'm very, very rusty, but I've always enjoyed it. I think it'll be better in the long run. Cool. Well, very good. Hello, Abo. Welcome, welcome. School is going to start tomorrow. Feels bad. I am so glad I don't have to go to school of any degree anymore. Either high school or college or grade school. Oh my gosh. It's so nice to not have to do that. Not to rub it in, Abo, but... Oh man. So let's see. Okay, so now we need to do the hood. Which I kind of wanted the position to lag behind a little bit. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm getting a phone call here. All right, sorry about that. So let's see. Yeah, I was going to put the position up. This is a difference of 5 pixels, so we'll do the same thing here. Make this cubic. And let's also make it sort of delayed. I actually don't know if that's going to work. Let's see. Yeah, that should be fine. Rotation. Oops. I'm basically just guessing with these numbers. Nothing fancy, really. Well, we'll see how that works. It'll look different in-game. The editor animations can be deceptive. So, let's see if we can get something working here. So, let's just look at the rat. We need a velocity component, back component, facing component. We don't need an aim component. We don't need a noise interpolator component. So I'm going to go ahead and copy those things on over to the bomber. Bloop. Okay, velocity component, max speed. 80. Acceleration coefficient, 3. Okay, knockback component. Get rid of all those. Node to scale, visuals, aim component reference. There is no aim component. Use player as reference. Reverse scale. I don't know what any of those settings do, but we're just going to ignore them. Main velocity component. Okay, and we need a hurt box, so let's just keep scrolling down. Default hit audio component. I guess I'll copy that over. Status receiver component. This is where composition-based design gets a little bit tricky. I could probably move a lot of these into like meta components that just contain a bunch of the standard components that I need. Because I need a health component, pathfind component, shadow component, all that stuff. How much health does a rat have? 10. So maybe we'll give the bomber... Well, let's see. How many spider centaur? How many does this have? 30. Yeah, so I think 20. Or let's look at the maggot as well. The component. That's also 10. Okay, so maybe 20 or 25 will work for this guy. So health component. Let's just put that up there. 20. Pathfind component. Shadow component. That looks good. That looks decent. I do think that I'm going to change this offset a little bit. Go 1 to the right. Oh no, I didn't change the offset properly on here. There we go. Hopefully this still looks all right. Oh, I've got to change this hood. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. Torso. I think I got to redo all these. Where is the offset? Is there a reason this offset keeps getting reset? Okay. I don't know why that keeps happening. So the offset stay, that should stay. Don't Okay, so it's a 0-0 based animation now. Okay. So reset, the torso position needs to be 0-0. Okay. No, that's still not right. What is going on here? Right, okay, that offset needs to be there. Okay. Goodness. So now this rotation, or this position here needs to be based on 0, 0, then this is 0, -5. Okay. We are fixed. We're back to normal. Why was I doing that? Oh, I think I just was, yeah, I was just editing the offsets, right, okay. So, let's look at the rat again. So we got pathfind component, shadow component. We do need a collision shape 2D and a hurtbox component, so let's just copy those on over. All right. Collision shape 2D, make this unique. We made it a circle shape for some reason. I'm gonna change this to a rectangle shape. And let's go ahead. Oh no, wait, this is the wrong, yeah, circle shape is fine actually. Because that's for navigation and whatnot, so that's fine. The hurtbox component here is what I want to change. So we'll make that unique. And then increase the extents a little bit. Yeah, that should be fine. Cool. Let's just make sure that this hurtbox component didn't get reset. All right. So that's looking good. Now we need to change this collision layer. It needs to look for 1 and 5. So we'll set that. Hurtbox component should be all right. We need to reassign all these things. So health component there. Status receiver component there. Okay. We'll assign all those. I don't know why the knockback component needs those things. Interesting. Okay. So it looks like I'm changing the level of knockback that is done on an entity based on it's based on what? The max health of the entity and the damage that you're doing, which is kind of weird. Hitbox component dot hurtbox component dot signal name dot hit by bullet. Okay. I like that gallop animation. Thank you, Virtual Fi. Hello, Master Car. Welcome, welcome. That's the main complaint I have with composition-based design. The tree always ends up super crowded. Yeah, there's always trade-offs with everything. Hello, White Finch. Good morning to you. Do you do all of your own pixel art? Yes, yes I do. As a matter of fact, this guy right here, I drew him up last night. Why does this have a node configuration warning? Does this need to return null? Oh. There we go. That should fix that configuration warning. It's good, I like it. Wow, thank you. Glad you like it. Hello, The Pulse. For The Pulse. Where's a good place to learn C#? I would just start maybe with YouTube. Just like look for a beginner C# YouTube video and follow along. That would probably be the best place, I would say. Now, if you're talking about C# specifically with Godot, I have a course for that. So you can check that out in the description, but I don't teach C# per se in that course, so may not be what you're looking for. All right, now I think, do I have everything that I need in terms of the components? I think so. So these are basically all the normal components that I need for an entity. So I think that's fine. Let's go ahead and do a script for this guy. And let's go ahead and take a look at the rat. Script, follow distance. Okay, so I'm gonna need all these. Path find component, let's go ahead and use that. We don't have a hand animation component. We do have a visuals node, but I don't know if we need that. We don't have an assembled gun, so let's get rid of all that. Aim, we don't have an aim component. We don't have a random timer. We don't have a noise interpolator component. We do have a facing component. We don't have a timer. And we do have a knockback component. Okay, why do we have a knockback component in the rat? Oh, I see, okay. Cool. So now we need a state machine. So we're going to create a delegate state machine. We'll import that. Public override void ready. And we need to, whoops, we need to go into the delegate state machine now. So state normal, state windup. So exit state windup. Oh, interesting. Okay. So let's just do a state normal for now and get this thing walking around. Public override void ready. Or no, I already have ready. Process. Okay. So we're going to call in here state machine.update. Private void state normal. Private, well, let's put this up here. Oops. Void enter state normal. We need a reference to the animation player. We have that. Private read only. String name anim default. Animation player.play. Anim default. Cool. So in the state normal, let's look at what we're doing in the rat's state normal. We'll do this little player guard here. All right. And then we've got direction, target position, path find component. So we're going to want to specify some kind of more complicated follow pattern, but let's just go ahead and, what is this aim at player? Okay, we don't need that. So path find component, set target position. Right, okay, so we need all this basically. Pathfind component follow path. Cool. Facing component dot update. All right. That's all that should really be necessary. State machine dot set initial state. State normal. All right. Let's go ahead and see if that works. I watch your devlogs to learn English. Good morning from Brazil. Well, that's cool. Animalisto? That's really cool. How much more work do I have for Gunforged? Quite a bit. I have quite a bit. It's going to be released at the end of December, so basically just working on it every day until then. Got an error here. Nullable object must have a value. Did I do something wrong in here? Facing component 40. Node to scale. Target position. So I do need to use player's reference. What is the maggot? Am I using a facing component in here? Yeah, here. Okay, use player's reference. All right. So I do need to check that. All right, now we should be fine. Okay, it appears that he is not working. We got some errors here. Object reference not set to an instance of object. Why is this not taking me to the line? Oh, goodness. Hit audio component. Oh. There we go. Got to get all the references in place. I should make all those tool scripts and just like show warnings. Probably be easier. So why is this not working? Oh, I need to assign the health component here, that's why. Always more to do. Okay, so now all that's working. He's dead now, but he's still here. He's dead, but he's still here. So now, why is the velocity not working? Maybe my Pathfind component doesn't have it. Oh, wait. Do I need to call something? Follow path. No, that should work. Set target position. Oh, right. Because I need to call this. We need to actually call the velocity component move. All right. That's kind of interesting. But I guess that makes sense. Okay. Now we should be good. Now that guy should be moving around. Here he come. He's got a little bit of a slower acceleration, which I'm not actually sure that I like that much. So maybe I'll bump that up and actually give him quite a high acceleration coefficient here. And I might make him a little bit slower as well. Slower with an even higher acceleration coefficient. Okay, now he needs to die. I know that sounds very harsh, but it's true. Now I gotta figure out how that works. Where is the, oh goodness. Am I missing something? Where's the... Do I not have a death component or something? Hold on a second. Spawn rat 1. How in the world? Oh, it's a gibbinator. Oh, I have to do the gibbinator. Okay. Gibbinator component. Ah. How could I have forgotten? Nice. Okay. December noted, yes. Hello, Mattia. How are you doing? Good to see you. Have you noticed performance improvements using C# compared to GDScript? No, I haven't. I haven't really been looking either, and I also have never written this game in GDScript, so I don't, I wouldn't be able to tell you where it is faster anyway. So, yeah, I'm sorry, I wish I could be more helpful there, but I don't have any insights. Gibbinator component, indeed. Okay, so now he's basically working. So the next thing that we need to do is actually design his attack. So let's go ahead and commit what I've got, though. So add initial bomber enemy. Okay. And then we need to give him an attack. And so let's start by creating, I don't know, a bomb. That looks like a good size for a bomb. Maybe I'll just draw it here. Inside of this file. Why not? Let's see if I can give this some appropriate shading without totally dropping the ball. The answer is apparently no. Okay. That is not working out. That seems maybe a little bit better. Wait, I have an idea. That's fine. I can make this thicker if I wanted to, so let's see. No, I don't think the bottom needs to be thicker. That should be fine. Doesn't need to be perfect. I have no clue if that's going to look all right, but we'll see. That should be fine. It looks enough like a bomb, I suppose. I could bring in the sides maybe and make it a little bit... Well... No, that wouldn't look good, would it? Okay. I think it's as good as it's going to get in terms of a ball shape here. All right, give it some kind of little wick here, and then maybe... There we go. That looks decent. Now, should we do the classic trope here? We do the classic trope. See if we can get a skull or something on it. I'm gonna do this on a new layer because I don't trust myself. See if we can get like a very tiny like skull and crossbones here. Nice. Okay, let's see. We got to do the trope, right? If you're making a video game, you like definitionally have to do the tropes. It's a requirement. There we go. There we go. No, I don't like that. Okay, that's looking all right. And then I might just add like some little highlights there. And then... Oh, it looks like it's blushing. I don't think I want to do that. And then maybe we can we do like a little bit of a bigger... I'm trying to add like the little bone ends, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what they're called, but... That looks decent, I suppose. I don't think I can really complain too much about that. There we go. I think that's probably fine. I can make the eyes darker if I wanted to. Yeah. That'll work. Hello, AnyKey. Welcome, welcome. Is there any way to get GD script, get script changes to sync using C# VS Code? It should sync automatically. Like, I guess I don't understand your question exactly. You mean between Godot and VS Code, or? Oh, you mean tweaking the values and recompiling, and then seeing the changes reflected in the game. So I don't think there's a way to do that in the same way that GDScript works. However, if there is a value that you want to test, what you could do is create an export variable for it, which you can modify through the inspector. And depending on how you handle that export variable, it should update in-game as you change it. So let's say that you wanted to modify the player's speed. What I would do is just, even temporarily, just export the player's speed as a variable in the inspector, compile your C# code, run the game, and then tweak the speed through the inspector while you're running the game, and that should have the same effect. Hello, Castellina. How are you doing? Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. That looks like a tiny skeleton. Well, that's what I'm going for, so awesome. I finished your course and I learned a lot. Wanted to say thank you. Thank you for taking the course. I very much appreciate that. Okay, so let's go ahead and maybe I'll make this a little bit white as well. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so let's see if we can get this bomb functional, right? I'm gonna tweak some of this a little bit though. No, that doesn't look good. There's something about this that just ain't cutting it. Okay, that looks better for some reason to me, so I'm gonna keep that. I don't want to destroy what I've got here. Maybe I should stop while I'm ahead. I might... Oh, I put this on the wrong... Okay. Shoot, okay. I put those on the wrong layer. There we go. Can I group this under there? I think I can, but I'm not going to mess with that. I think it was fine where it was. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, can I group these things? New group. Bomb. Cool. All right, file, scripts, export layers. Hopefully this exports that group as a single layer, but let's see. Nope, it did not. It also exported the icon separately from the bomb. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is duplicate this, flatten, oops, not that. Oops, flatten visible. Bomb. Okay, well that's kind of redundant, but I wanted to keep the icon separate, so torso hood, so now I can do file, scripts, export layers, only visible layers, and let's go. What? Hello? Oh, this is getting wonky. Oh, it exported it as the folder as well. Oh, that's interesting. This script is not working the way that I thought it was. Only visible layers, trim. I guess it just exports the layers in the group as well. Even though I set that to invisible. What if I do this? I guess it doesn't really matter. Everything's been exported, so I don't need to fuss with that. Let's just delete this folder. Okay, so now we've got our bomb here. And let me just bring this. I'm gonna put that in the guy's scene and then see how that looks. I'm doing better since the last stream. Good, I'm glad to hear that. Very glad to hear that. Also, I've been making some pixel art lately. Been planning to take care of commissions eventually, or take commissions eventually. Very cool. That's good to hear. How are you enjoying pixel art? Maybe make the skull bigger. I could do that. Yeah, don't you hate when you... Yep, I do. Yep. My animation prowess. Yeah. My animations, my standard for animations is they have to be passable. You like pixel art, especially making fan art. That's cool, yeah. Sometimes I really like doing pixel art, and sometimes I just don't want to do it. Zero from Mega Man X and Sonia from Pokemon. Very cool. I regret to inform you that I don't know many of those kinds of characters. But that does sound cool. I like seeing on Twitter or X the all the fan art that people do. I follow a lot of pixel artists on X and for inspiration purposes, and some people are just wicked talented, you know? All right, so let's go ahead and create an attack for this guy. So let's do scene, new scene. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Well, let's look at the goo. What does the gargoyle shoot? Garg oil. Artillery bullet component. So this is an artillery bullet. Gargoyle artillery bullet. So this, okay, this spawns a pustule. Okay, interesting. There's a lot going on here. I don't have X Twitter and it's banned here in Brazil. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Sorry to my Brazil friends that aren't going to be able to see anything that I post on my X account. Hello, Vishal. A 3D artist, love to work with you in the future if you develop a 3D game. Yeah, if you want, you can send me an email, admin@firebelly.com, and I will definitely keep you in mind. No promises, though. It's possible I'll, like, basically never make a 3D game, but doesn't hurt to have contacts, right? Okay. So I think I need to create an artillery bullet here. So I need to create a scene, new inherited scene, component bullet, component artillery bullet component. Here we go. We're going to say bomber artillery bullet. And let's go ahead and put that in scenes, game object, attack, or bullet. I'm going to put this just in attack here, bomber artillery bullet here. Okay, gargoyle, so this needs a sprite. Okay, sprite. Let's grab a bomb. Boom. Let's center this as best as we can. Okay, that'll work. We have an animation player. Okay, interesting. So I think I want to do some kind of bounce animation, but I might do that with a tween instead. GPU particles, we're probably going to want some of that as well. But let's just go ahead and do this. So I might have to restructure some things. I might have to restructure some things because this artillery bullet component, health dependency died, kill, signal name died, queue free. Okay. So this artillery bullet component, the reason that I'm using this component is because it provides parabolic motion for me. And that's what this is essentially doing in here. It's calculating all the parameters for the parabolic motion. And then in the process method, it's being done there. And what happens when this timer times out, so it times the amount of time, rather than checking against a position in the world, it basically says, okay, here's the number of seconds that it's going to take for it to finish its parabolic arc, given a certain gravity and velocity and all that stuff. And so it just goes by the time. So as soon as this time times out, it basically says, okay, we've arrived at the destination, and then it emits the signal impacted, but then it calls kill. But what I want for this bomb attack is I want it to be able to bounce multiple times, and ideally I want it to be able to bounce a configurable number of times. Now, maybe it's going to bounce in a straight line, and maybe it's going to bounce randomly. I think I want to do a straight line bounce, but I'm not sure yet. Hello, Ariane. Another fellow Brazilian. Are you guys gonna get like, are you gonna have the authorities show up at your door if I like open X and just browse it on the stream for you? I'm just kidding, I'm not gonna do that. But that's, I shouldn't laugh at the situation. Hello, Vikram. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. I doubt it, that's good. We just cannot use it, okay. So how am I going to get this to bounce here? I think let's just go ahead and gargoyle, artillery bullet, create health dependency, dependent health component, unimpacted. So let's hook into the unimpacted, so let's do this. Gotta copy this ready method here. I'm kind of wondering if, I need to figure out how this is used. Artillery, create health dependency. Okay, so it's targeting the player position. It's starting it with a travel speed. So I probably want a travel speed, origin, and destination. Okay. I don't know how I want to have this done. Let's just get it working, I guess, first. Yeah, let's get this working first. Although this pustule... Telegraph factory, telegraph circle builder, okay. Alright, okay. So let's do this. Let's just get this working. Let's see what happens. There's a lot of pieces moving on here, so I'm just kind of like a little bit paralyzed as to what I want to do, but a great way to get around that sort of analysis paralysis is just to get stuff working, and then you can evaluate after that. So let's do that. Node. Let's get a reference to a resource preloader. And then let's do state machine dot add states state windup. Enter state windup. So I'm going to just make this very basic for now. So I'm going to say var bomb is equal to resource preloader dot instantiate or instance or null bomber artillery bullet. This dot get. How is this done in the gargoyle here? Artillery, right? So it adds that. Okay. This dot get base level bullets dot add child bomb. Bomb dot start new artillery bullet component artillery creation args. Travel speed. You know what I might do? Maybe I'll just override the start. Public override void start. Does that not work? No suitable method found to override. I guess I'm just thinking about this wrong. So vector2 direction. I'm gonna store the speed in here. Private const float speed. Let's say 100. So we're gonna say start new artillery creation args. Travel speed is equal to speed. Origin is equal to, let's pass in an origin as well. Origin is equal to origin, and then what's the last thing I need to add here? Come on. Destination. Let's do bounce distance is equal to maybe 64? I don't know. Destination is equal to oh, I used the wrong vector too. Using Godot. There we go. Destination is equal to origin plus direction times bounce distance. Okay, so now from the bomber, what I'll do is I'll call bomb.start, except I'm going to start or provide a direction. So let's just do vector2.right. Oh no, wait. Origin. The origin is going to be the center of the hurt box, so hurtbox component dot global position. Okay, and then for this state windup, we're just going to do state machine dot change state normal. And now we need a way of changing into that state windup. So if let's create a timer node private timer attack timer dot is stopped state machine dot change state windup. And then when we enter the state normal, we're going to call attack timer dot call start random. Okay, so it's going to call the attack timer. Cool. So what do I need now? I need to add a resource preloader. And we're going to bring over the bomber artillery bullet there. And then I need to also add a random timer. Up here, we're going to call this attack timer. And let's do min and max of 2 and 3. One shot. And let's see what that does. I should have removed the bomb from here. Oh well. 2 screens or a single big curved monitor? I've got 2 screens. Gonna have to pay a bill of 50,000. I don't know what the Brazilian currency is called, I'm sorry. VS Code Intelligence is not good for Godot. There are Godot extensions to get sort of like Godot specific autocomplete. Okay, so we've got some errors here. Object reference not set to instance of object. Come on, Godot. Artillery bullet component 39. Why does it work for here, but not... Oh, I guess I need to make this protected. Wait, why is it working elsewhere? That doesn't make any sense. Unless it's not working. Huh, I wonder why that's not throwing an error for the gargoyle. When the gargoyle is very clearly doing all this. Oh, I need to do this too. Oh, I see. I forgot to do that. I forgot to do this base.notification. Oh, right. Okay. That should work. All right, let's go ahead and see. So you do use a state machine for enemies? Yes. Yes, I do. I don't know what else I would use. Behavior trees, I guess, but my enemies are not complex enough for that, I suppose. 39 again. Null reference exception. Base notification. What is a null reference? Why is this bomber artillery bullet 23? So base.ready. Huh, I'm kind of stumped. Why is that not working? Object reference not set to an instance of object at line 39 in the artillery bullet component, right? Yeah. Line 39 is here, so it still thinks that this is null. Why is that happening? Timer's there. Shouldn't this be one shot? I think this should be one shot. Why is that not working? That's so bizarre. Real. Oh, that's right. I've heard that. Yeah, Real. Your player probably doesn't need one, right? I think I do have a state machine for the player as well. I don't remember, though. Why is this not working? That's bizarre. Artillery bullet component. Object reference not set to an instance of object. I'm failing to see a difference between the gargoyle artillery bullet, which is working just fine, and my bomber artillery bullet. Oh wait, how did this get removed? Didn't I put this in here? Did I accidentally undo that? Okay, hold on. That line got removed somehow. Did I put that somewhere else by mistake? Oh, I did. I put that on the bomber. Oh, okay. That's what I did wrong. Okay, so now he's throwing bombs. They're not very good bombs, but he's throwing them. Okay, well, we're getting there. I think I want to change the bomber artillery distance. Let's duplicate this. You know what? Before I forget, I should delete that extra sprite. Okay. So it's only going to the right now, which is fine. So now when this bomber artillery bullet, we need to do a var, well, let's do telegraph factory dot create telegraph circle builder new dot set radius private const float radius. Or does this need to be an int? This probably needs to be an int. Radius. Parent node and spawn position. This dot get base level dot telegraph. Spawn position is the origin. Or no, the destination. So I need to store that. Var destination is equal to this. Okay, is that going to work? What's that extra hammer button in the left of run button in Godot? That is the build C# solution button. How do you get those colored folders? You just right click on them. I think you have to be in Godot 4.2 or later, and then you can assign a color through there. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that was sneaky. How long do you think the game will take even after spending 3 years, you said, in development? End of December is when I'm planning to release it. Oh, those telegraphs are not going away, huh? So I need to store that telegraph somehow. Telegraph circle, telegraph circle. Explode. When is this being called? Oh, this is being called in the animation player. Okay. So I'm going to do something here. Telegraph circle. Am I going to enjoy this? Telegraph circle. Let's add a timer. We'll call it life timer. 1 shot. Public float. Well, let's see. Where's this being used? In that telegraph factory. Let's do this. Public void start life timer. Float lifetime. Let's grab a reference to that. Private timer life timer. Lifetimer dot wait time is equal to lifetime. Lifetimer dot start. Lifetimer dot timeout plus equals on lifetimer timeout. Okay, so now I have the ability to specify a time for this telegraph circle builder. And I need to be able to set a time for that. So let's see, when I call start, this should probably return. public float get travel time. Return timer.wait time. Oh, is this a double? Yeah, it's a double. Double. So in my bomber artillery bullet, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say well, I need to add a method in here. Public telegraph circle builder set lifetime float lifetime. This dot lifetime is equal to lifetime. And then we need to return this. And then in here, if lifetime is greater than 0, then we are going to call instance.start lifetimer lifetime. So now in my bomber artillery bullet, what I can do is I can call dot set radius dot set lifetime get travel time. This has to be as a float. Okay, so now this should automatically be sort of like an automatically freeing indicator, I think, if I did everything correctly. Hey, look at that. So the telegraph circle goes away as soon as the bomb impacts. So now we need the bomb to bounce. We also need to have a circle explosion. So let's do this. New circle explosion dot circle explosion builder. This takes a node spawn position and new duration. So foreground spawn position is going to be the global position. Float new duration. I don't know. Why is this not set to default here? I'm always using 0.3 or 0.4 or something. Let's just do 0.4, I suppose. Dot set color. I wonder if I should do that as well. Pustule. Oh, that's yeah, let's do cheese meteor. Like, yeah, let's do this. Let's grab this in my telegraph or in my circle explosion builder. I can do set color, or I can say public circle explosion builder set enemy color, and then I can do return set color new color that. So now what I can do instead of this, I can do set enemy color instead of repeating myself a bunch. That's, yeah, okay, never mind. All right, cool. So that's all good. So now, back in my bomber artillery bullet, what I can do is I can do set enemy color, set radius. What else do I need to do? Dot set enemy. Set thickness. Let's try that. All right, what is that going to do? Hello, Luca. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Okay, that is not working. Oh, I didn't call build, did I? Gotta call build. It's very important. All right. I kind of want to make that thickness even higher. 20. I think that looks good. So we got to get this to bounce, of course. So that's going to be the next thing that we have to tackle. Okay, but I am going to commit what I have just because this is a good sort of checkpoint. So work on bomber attack. Okay, I need to take a quick break, but then when I come back, we're going to make the bomb bounce, and then we're also going to tweak the enemy's AI, give him a little bit more interesting sort of movement patterns and whatnot. And then if we have time, we'll go ahead and add him to the list of enemies that can be spawned in the level, and we'll see if all that's working. So I just need a couple minutes while I'm on this short little break. Check out the links in the description below. My new Godot C# course is available, so if you want to learn Godot and C#, like what I'm doing with Gunforged, well, similar to what I'm doing, then check that out. And I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Okay, I'm back. Let's go ahead and continue some work here. So, we need to make the bomber artillery bounce multiple times. So one way that we have to do that is we have to disable this being killed sort of immediately after the impact. So this on timer timeout here, instead of having like an automatic kill here, I think what needs to happen is I need to probably toggle that. So export private bool disable automatic kill. If not disable automatic kill, then we can call kill there. Signal name died. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so I should just be able to call this start again based on the number of bounces I want to do. So let's see. Private const int max bounces equals 3. Private int current bounces. Current bounce count, I guess I should say. So on impacted, current bounce count plus plus. If current, well, let's do this. Let's put this at the end. If current bounce count is equal to max bounces, then we're going to call kill, but this needs to be made protected so that I can call it from here. So now I should be able to call kill here. Perfect. Else, what needs to happen is it needs to call start again. So I'm going to private vector2 stored direction. So we'll assign that, and then in here I'm going to call start with the origin being my current global position, and then the stored direction being the direction that we go in. And now hopefully what this is going to do is that's just going to set up a loop now where this continues bouncing. I need to build this though, and I need to make sure to disable the automatic kill. So build that stuff, then go to my bomb artillery component here, and then turn off disable automatic kill. All right, let's see if it bounces multiple times. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's bouncing out of the map, which we are going to handle in a different way, but nice. Okay, so that's looking all right. Let's get it actually aiming at the player now this time. So in the bomber here, we need to get the player direction here. So bomb, we've just hard-coded vector2.write, so we'll do var direction is equal to this dot get player. Well, let's do this. Var player is equal to this dot get player. If player is equal to null, well, let's do this. Var direction is equal to vector2.write. If player is not equal to null, wait a minute, what am I doing? Yeah, this is fine. Direction is equal to player dot global position minus global position, and then we're going to normalize that. Dot normalized. Cool. And then this can be passed in here, direction. So that should make the bomb start flying in the direction of the player now. Just wanted to say that all the games in your clip show look great. Thank you. Really add credibility to your survival game course. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with all those games that are showcased there. Yep, that's correct, Charles. Yeah, they're a nice little feature for the colored folders there. Hello, Neozoid. Welcome, welcome. Love the bouncy animations. Thank you. Thank you, Lucky. Is your hit flash shader on a canvas group? It is indeed, yes. Yes, it is. Okay, so now he's throwing the bombs in my direction, which are great. I might up the travel speed just a little bit on that. What is my travel speed? Yeah, let's do 125 instead of 100. Just bump it up by 25%. I think that's going to seem a little bit nicer. That's a little bit too fast, I think. I'm going to do 110 instead. And besides, your course, even though it's in dollars, would probably still be cheaper than a certain game dev course that has been stirring up controversy here in Brazil. I have not heard of that. I have not heard of that controversy. That sounds spicy, though. Okay, so that bouncing bomb is looking pretty decent. Now, obviously, we don't want it to go off the map. So I don't know if it's worthwhile to change that right now. I think there's probably other things to focus on, like maybe the enemy AI. Because right now he's kind of just dumbly following the player. We gotta add a little bit more intrigue to his attack patterns here. And also this state windup here, I actually think that this needs to be different. So I'm gonna rename this to enter state attack. And then rename this to state attack, and then let's go ahead and create some private void state windup. We're going to do velocity component.decelerate, facing component.update. Okay, and then let's go ahead and add those states. State windup. So when we enter the state, or when we go to state windup here, what needs to happen is that he's just going to stop, he's going to decelerate, and then there needs to be a timer started. So private void enter state windup. Let's create a windup timer. Node private timer windup timer. So if the windup timer is stopped, then we're going to do state machine dot change state state attack. Okay. And then let's create a windup timer. All right, let's see what happens with that. So he should stop for half a second and then throw his bomb. Oh, his animation didn't stop playing. Oh, the windup timer is not... Oh, I didn't add an enter state windup here. Enter state windup. There we go. So that should work. I also need in here animation player dot play. We need the reset animation. Anim reset. So he stops playing his animation. Okay. Would you mind showing how you get it to apply only in sprites in the canvas group? I'm trying to add a hit flash on a canvas group and keep getting a white rectangle. Yeah, I can show you. Let's see if this works real quick. Nice. So now he's stopping and throwing the bomb. Now there's going to have to be a throw animation, I think. He's attacking a little bit frequently, I think. So I think I could add this attack timer, create a bigger range for the attack time. Okay, so would you mind showing how to apply to sprites? Yeah, so if I go to my my hit flash component here, so I've got the shader material hit flash GD shader. Yeah, I think this is the shader. Like, this is very simple here. So I think what you're probably missing is you need to set the color.rgb to the white, which is what this line is doing. But then you need to set the color A to the color alpha to the alpha of the texture coming away. Because otherwise you're just going to fill the entire texture area with white, which is probably what's happening. So only set the RGB channels to white and then take the alpha of the source texture. So the screen texture it would be for a canvas group shader. And that's basically it. Basically, a YouTuber is charging an absurd amount for game dev course on an obscene engine, on an obscure engine that will teach you how to make money with games. Oh yeah, never published a game before. That's interesting. That's very spicy. Oh, here in Brazil, there's a bunch of these learn programming doing games. Oh, interesting. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to, you know, one of the reasons that I haven't really investigated making a 3D course is because I simply don't have the skill yet to make it. So if I made a 3D course, it would just be like a blind leading the blind situation. When I do my courses, I try to ensure that, you know, I actually know what I'm talking about before I make a course. Anyway, so that's the hit flash group component. Okay, so yes, what am I doing? I think it's working now, right? Hey, that fixed it. Thanks, you're welcome. Brazil game dev drama, yeah. If you make a 3D course, I'll buy it. Yeah, I gotta get good at 3D first. Thank you, Lucky. Yeah. Hope you enjoy it. I can feel that you know the subject in your courses. I try. I don't feel comfortable making tutorials about things that I don't really understand. Yeah, you do something for a while and yeah, you still don't feel comfortable, make a course on it. Yeah. So I think this will, yeah, that will damage me. Okay, so we need an animation for this throw. We also need an animation for the bomb, which might actually be kind of fun to do. So let's just create, let's do a tween. Let's go grab a reference to private sprite 2D. We're going to grab a reference to this node, and then we're going to make a tween. Var tween is equal to create tween. Tween.tween property. Sprite 2D. Scale. This is going to be difficult, actually. Vector 2.1 times 1.25. And then the duration, let's do 0.1. Tween.tween property. Tween property, please. I'm just going to copy this. Set ease type out, set transition, tween.transition type dot back. And we're going to do set ease type in out, set transition. Let's just do tween.transition type dot sign. Okay, let's see how that affects the bouncing of the bomb. Oh, the guy that did Celeste is doing free tutorials. That's pretty cool. Okay, that scaling is not is not big enough. Okay. Okay. Might bump this up. Maybe I'll make this even 2. I'm just trying to find a good balance for this. If I were to choose between an overpriced course with a guy who doesn't know how to make pixel art, or a free tutorial by a dude who worked on a super popular indie game, yeah, of course, yeah. You gotta vet your instructors a little bit, I think. Any recommendations before publishing on Steam? Okay, that bouncing is really weird. 1.5. Let's try just out. I don't know why that's looking so weird. So, any recommendations before publishing a game on Steam? Well, you know, you don't have to put the game in full release on Steam. You can always publish a demo and get feedback through the Steam forums. So that's something that you can do. Yeah, you can get feedback on itch.io, setting up a Kickstarter. I don't know anything about Kickstarters. I don't think a web page is entirely necessary. I mean, I'm not like the best at marketing video games. Like marketing is very important, obviously, but I'm doing marketing right now. So one of the reasons why I do this stream is because it's like evergreen content that is entertaining, that people like to watch, but also it's an opportunity for me to pitch my games and show my game and my courses and whatnot. So marketing is definitely important. I'm just not sure how marketing would look in terms of like getting feedback on itch or setting up a web page. The nice thing about YouTube is like it's got an algorithm, right? So you produce content targeted at a certain audience, and YouTube is going to find the audience for you and promote to them. So, but with a web page, it's a little bit more difficult because you have to find a way to direct traffic to your web page yourself, and that can be a little bit tricky. I think that if you were going to go all out on marketing for your game, then you'd want to do as much as possible. So you'd want a web page, you'd want a social media presence, you'd want a demo that's downloadable somewhere. So you'd probably want to do that. But me, like, I don't have time to maintain a ton of different marketing channels. So I'm basically relying on the Steam and YouTube algorithms to do the marketing for me, trying to drive people to the Steam page to wishlist through my YouTube videos. But then also, you know, if the game is popular, relying on Steam to pick that up and advertise it to people on my behalf. I think Jonas Tyroller, I think his name, he just recently did a video on this very subject. And he basically said the same thing, like, you should be leveraging the algorithms of social media and the Steam store itself to drive the marketing for you. And, you know, easier said than done, right? But that's kind of my my thoughts on it. Again, I'm not a marketing expert. I don't have a course on video game marketing because I don't know how the most effective way to do it is. This is just the things that I'm doing right now for Gunforge. So I've got the demo, Steam page, and then using YouTube for driving traffic to that page. And of course I have a Twitter account as well, X account, where I can post updates and whatnot. But your mileage may vary, is what they say. Okay, let's give this some rotation as well. So disable some rotation. So let's see. Private, float, rotation. Can I change the rotation delta here? Velocity, yeah, disable rotation. Right, okay, so what I probably want to do is I probably want to just Maybe I'll just set up a tween that just rotates the sprite. Var tween is equal to create tween, tween dot tween property. We're going to tween the sprite 2D, rotation degrees, and we're going to tween that to mathutil.rng.rand randf range. Let's do negative 720 to positive 720, and we'll do this over 3 seconds. Or maybe we'll just do like 10 seconds. So we'll just make it outlast the lifetime of the bomber artillery bullet. And we'll just set that off, and I might even make this bigger. 1240 or 1440? Yeah, 1440. Okay. I actually probably want to do some kind of, well, let's see if that works. Let's just see if that looks good or not. He rebranded the course as a marketing course. That's funny. Yeah, there are definitely like, I'm not saying that I don't know anything about this guy, so I'm just taking your word for it, but there's a whole like world of online courses where there's like just a little bit snake oil salesman-y. It's a very common thing. You see it a lot, especially in like health and wellness, right? Like, take my, you know, what-you-call-it course. And it's a similar thing. You see a lot of people that really like, they don't really have any qualifications to be running that course, which is, you know, I'm not saying that you need to have like papered credentials, but you know, there are a lot of people doing it that are just like coasting on platitudes and empty content. So beware. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this, let's do 360 times 5 and then 360 times 10. And then we'll multiply this by mathutil.rng.rand sign. And then we'll do that over 10 seconds again, 6 seconds maybe. Give it some kind of minimum rotation. Playing with people's dreams, yeah. You see that a lot in that kind of what I was describing. It's unfortunate. That's an unfortunate part of, well, I guess people generally, but you just got to be careful as a consumer as to what you're looking into. Why is this always doing a backspin? It's always spinning in the same direction. Am I just getting really unlucky, or what's going on here? Oh, that one was fine. Okay, I think that's fine. So now we need to make it so that these bombs stop bouncing if they're going to hit a wall or something. And so let's see if I can get that working. Let's see if I can get that working, huh? Where'd the sound go? Oh, it's just fading out. Okay. So before I call start here, I think what I need to do is I need to check. Let's just do a return here. Because now I need to do a check for a physics raycast. So let's see. Get world 2D dot direct space state dot raycast, and we're going to raycast from New raycast query parameters to D. What goes in here? From global position to actually, do I want to put this? Maybe I want to put this in the start method itself. So from origin to destination, collision or collide with collision mask is 1 for the terrain. Var raycast. I forgot, is this going to be null? Okay. If raycast is not equal to null, then what we're going to do is we're going to call kill and then return. So it's just going to stop before it's even started. So this raycast is just checking for a collision with some terrain or something, and then yeah, we'll just destroy the bomb if it's going to collide, so it doesn't go off the map basically. Just gotta focus on making and marketing my pixel art somehow and get the money so I can finally spend it on things that matter. Pokemon plushies. That's funny. Okay, so that's still working. Let's see if this bounces twice. Nope. So this room is a little bit tight, so I guess I'll just go and choose the next level, and I should be able to spawn Bomber 1. And so this is like his natural habitat, so this should work. Sweet. All right, we need to give him an attack animation as well. Hello, guy. Die. Okay. So he needs an attack animation, but first, let me commit that. So improve bomb attack. Okay, so let's see. What are we doing? Bomber. Let's do a bomber attack animation. So new, we're gonna call it attack. Bam. 0.5, 0.05. And we're gonna do the same thing. Hood, torso. I guess I can't do both of these at the same time, so let's just do this. Position. We need position and rotation here. And then same for the torso. Position and rotation. Okay, so he's going to go up. So the torso here, he's going to go up. Oh, I want to turn on the keyframe. There we go. So he's going to go up, rotate a little bit. Oh, that didn't. Oh, it didn't. Oh, I can record. Here we go. Wait. So this. Oops, wrong one. That rotation might be a little bit much. Okay, and then the hood, we'll do the same thing. Maybe I should modify the position of the hood as well. No, that looks fine. Maybe move that up. No. Okay, torso, let's bring this back down. The rotation, like so. Hood, same deal. Okay, and then these things need to return to their normal spots. Oops. Oh no, I didn't do that correctly. Okay. 0, -18. There we go, and then the rotation needs to go back to 0. I don't know about that. I don't know. I think it just needs more... Maybe more torso rotation. And maybe some easing. That looks a little bit better. Probably want this to go up a little bit higher too, which means I'm going to want to move this one up as well. Oh, I changed the wrong thing. Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably looking all right. Okay, we'll see how that looks in game. So that's our attack animation. Should be fine. We'll see. I forgot the animation player has a recording function. Yeah, it does. Yeah, exactly. So if you do like a cutout animation, you can do a lot deeper animation. I'm not good at doing frame by frame animations at all with pixel art, which is why you're basically seeing me avoid it all the time. You'll notice that basically all of my recent game jam entries have basically been animated the same way. You could say it's a crutch, and maybe so, but I think it's a very effective way of doing animations very easily that have a lot of control. And the thing I like about it most, and honestly, the main reason why I don't like doing frame by frame sprite animation is because I'm still getting better at pixel art. I'm still learning things, and sometimes I want to go in and change my sprites that go beyond just recoloring, right? I want to change the form or change the shape of some things. And if I do that, then I have to change every single frame. Whereas if I'm doing animation like this, I can go in and tweak the art to my heart's content, and the animation requires little to no adjustment at all. So, reminds me of Pokemon Black and White. Yeah, I mean, it's not, there are definitely games that use this art style. I think the most important thing, honestly, one of the most important things that I've learned, at least when it comes to art, is that you can basically get away with anything as long as the style is consistent. If I were to mix frame-based animations with this kind of cutout sprite animation, that would look weird and incomplete and unfinished because it's just, there's a mismatch. But if you remain consistent and you really lean into the style that you're going for, then that can actually be not just passable, but it can look pretty good. So true. Smart. Yeah, I think it's, you know, would highly recommend trying it out if you're not that great at art. It's much easier to throw together an animation in the animation player than it is to do a frame by frame. So enter state attack. So we're going to play the animation attack. Now this is not going to work. It needs to wait until that attack is done playing. So I might just go ahead and add that here. So let's do animation player dot animation finished plus equals on animation finished. This needs to have, is it string name anim? Yeah, okay. So on animation finished, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to say if anim is equal to anim attack and state machine dot get current state is equal to state attack, then we're going to do state machine dot change state normal. And so that means in the state attack, we're not going to have that anymore. So now what should happen is, oh, you know what? I'm probably going to need to, let's see. I can't send the attack immediately because the animation isn't going to line up. I mean, I guess I'll try it. I don't want to overcomplicate things if it's not necessary, so let's go ahead and give it a shot. Is the 2D art besides the sprites also yours? Yes. Yep, everything is mine here, basically. Everything you see on screen right now, I did all of it. So thank you, I appreciate that you like it, like the style. Undertale pixel art in a nutshell. Yeah, frame by frame can get tiresome, I agree, yeah. Okay, how does that attack animation look? I think it looks fine. Maybe I don't need to go all out on making sure the timing is right. The big thing is that there's some kind of indicator that an attack is happening. Could it be tighter? Yes. Could I spend a lot of time working on it? Yes. Do I think that's probably fine? Yes. Let's go into the game and see. So now if I spawn bomber, let's go ahead and let's get wild. Spawn bomber 10. Come at me. So we still need to make some changes to the bomber art. Or the bomber behavior, I mean. Add some particles for the flames being ignited on those things as well. It's kind of fun just to watch them all do their thing. Oh well, time to die. So those are not being destroyed. I think I'm going to make a broader change where enemy attacks will not get destroyed any longer when they die. I think what I'll do instead is just leave them, because that's adding a lot of complexity that I don't think needs to be there. But before we do that, let's go ahead and give this guy some more interesting behavior. So what I want to do is I basically want to see, let's do private const int follow distance. What is the distance of the bomb? Bounce distance is 128. So we'll make the follow distance something like 64. Or maybe we could make it 128 as well. Why not? So the follow distance is 128. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to say if global position dot distance squared 2, and let's do private const int follow distance squared. Distance squared to player dot global position is greater than follow distance squared. Then what we can do is we can do this stuff in here. Otherwise, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call velocity component dot decelerate. So that should basically make him hold a distance of 128 away from the player and basically just not move if the player is within that range. Oh, but he's got to stop playing the animation player as well. So, I mean, I could make him run around. Like, you'll notice the rats, they continue to run around. Oh, I died. I don't know if I should make the bomber run around as well, or if it's okay for him to just plant himself right there and just say, I'm not moving. I would have to add some kind of check to make him stop playing the animation. I'm gonna get rid of these guys. Might as well just finish this wave here. You on Mastodon? I am not, no. Welcome to the stream, Anthony, by the way. Love the indicators for the attacks, thank you. Yeah. Which part took you the most time among all aspects like coding, music, art, design? And if coding, which part of the player like coding, data management, progression of the game? That's a good question. I mean, I think that what took me the most time is a different question than what is the most difficult thing. So I would say that programming takes the most time just because there's a lot of complexity to the game and there's a lot of stuff to do. Art, comparatively, I mean, it takes less time because there's no deeper system to the art, right? It's like you draw a sprite, that's it, right? But with programming, it's like, okay, I need to show the sprite on an entity that can take damage and that can, have, damage over time and hurt boxes, and it has to spawn all these number indicators, right? So there's just a lot more complexity with implementing an entity versus drawing it. I would say that drawing it is more difficult for me because I already have the programming experience, but still the programming takes the most time. And if coding, which parts, data management, progression of the game. So I would say that honestly, the things that take the most time are what I'm doing right now. So implementing a new entity, like even though I have all of these pre-made components that are being used here, I still have to write a script that makes that enemy work with all those components. But then each of the enemies has to be a little bit different in their behavior. So I have to figure out, I can't just like copy and paste all the code over. Bosses especially have unique attacks that need to be programmed in, and all of those attacks need to be created and given their own logic and everything. So that's probably the hardest part for the programming, or the most time consuming, is just writing all the behaviors for the entities. And then of course, writing the behaviors for the affixes and the passives as well. Even though I have a system for that, I still need to go in and manually code all the individual behaviors. So hopefully that answers that question. I'm gonna make him plant. So if not animation player dot is playing, animation player dot play anim attack, or anim default. If animation player dot is playing, animation player dot play anim reset. So let's see if that works. I think I'll be fine with him just planting himself. So they're basically, if they're within 128 pixels of you, they're just not going to move, which is a unique behavior compared to all the other enemies who continue to move always. I was like, where's the bomber? Let's go ahead and spawn him. So yeah, you can see that. Ooh. So he just stands there. So if I add a bunch of these guys. Nice. I think that looks fine, honestly. I don't think they need much more complicated behavior than that. And they basically have an unlimited range in terms of where they throw the bombs from. So I could be on the other side of the map here and they'll throw bombs at me. Cool. I'm very happy with how this enemy has turned out so far. I think it looks great. So, hub arena. I need to delete that guy from there. Get rid of the bomber here. Okay. Now I need to add him to the enemy manager. So let's go to the dungeon arena. There's an arena enemy manager here. I think I need to instantiate. What do I need to do? Enemy pool item component. So enemy pool item component. So this, let's change some of these things here. Spider Centaur, Gargoyle. Let's change the Spider Centaur minimum wave to, let's see, we've got Rat, Maggot. Let's make the Maggot appear on, wave 3 is probably fine. Spider Centaur, let's bump it up to 6. Gargoyle, let's bump that up to 8. And then let's do Bomber. We'll make that appear at wave 11. The weight one. These all have a weight of, okay, so a weight of 7 for the Rat, Maggot, Bomber. Let's do a weight of 2 on the Bomber. We'll see what that does. So we got the Bomber, cool. Now I'm going to knock this back down to something like 0, just so we can see it spawning real time. But let's see if that bomber starts appearing now. So all in all, I mean, even though it takes a long time to code the behaviors, I would say all in all, the rest of the system just takes over. As soon as that entity is done, like, I don't need to do anything else. I've added him to the spawn table, and there he is, right? Now, before I forget, I want to remove projectile deletion on enemy death. And we're going to call this balance or enhancement, I guess. I don't want to forget to do that. Okay. I think, so he's spawning, so that's good. So let's put the minimum wave up to 11. Might give him a larger weight, actually. The Maggot has a weight of 2. The Rat has a weight of 7. I don't want to play with these weights too much, but it's unavoidable as I add new enemies. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's do a playthrough and just see how the game is feeling. I'm going to commit what I have first, though. Add bomber to enemy spawn table. All right, let's do some playtesting. Do I want to change my initial loadout here? Let's do it. Let's go. Let's just build a sniper gun. Sniper. Boom. Sniper and worm. Oops. There we go. So we've got a sniper and a worm gun. Look at that. And that also gives me a couple of runes to start with. I love the sniper. It's such a simple thing, but it's just massive. It doesn't shoot very fast either, but it does a lot of damage if you hit things. Increase stamina, deal it. Let's do increased stamina. That's a good one. That's a huge DPS increase. Bubble magazine. What do we got over here? Increased health. I don't want either. I don't want any of those. I love the bubble bullets. I don't know why. They're so nice. They're so fun to watch. Be the fuse. Let's do 4 real. I like that one. We'll take that out of there. That's a big upgrade. Put that there. Let's do shock on that one. And what else we got? That's a DPS increase on the left gun there. Cool. I don't have a whole lot. I've got 3 bullets total in my left gun though. How you put those animated flags on UI panels are on a different layer. Yeah, so those are in, so I basically put the sprite and the text into a canvas group, and then the canvas group can be animated with like a wave, which is basically just modifying the UV that is being sampled from the texture on like a sine wave basis. That's how I remember implementing it anyway. I don't know if I'd be able to look at the code and figure out what it's doing today, but... Let's do bullets pierce. Actually, I'm going to put bullets pierce there. Yeah, that sounds good. Bullet piercing is really good. Sweet. I have a good grasp on game feel. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Zap, quickness. Let's do zap. That's a good one. Let's get rid of all those things. 10% chance to fire the other gun while shooting. That's interesting. Unfortunately, I don't have any good parts here, and I don't have any more rune slots. Although, I might just put that there for fun. And just see what happens. Oh, there it goes. 10% chance. Whatever. Doesn't seem like a 10% chance. Oh, there it goes. It's hard to tell because they're shooting the same bullet. Oh, there we go. Okay. Just extra DPS, I guess. Ooh, a wishing well. Boom. Another zap passive. Excellent. So I've got 2 of those now. Let's do increased stamina again. That's a DPS increase, so let's just put that on. Nice. Like how you're saying, doesn't feel like 10%, but you probably coded it that way. Yeah, I know. Let's see. I should just see. I forgot what that affix is called. Follow-up affix? Yeah, 10% chance. Yep, 10%. Yep. Well, it's coded correctly, so... This is a cool game. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm hoping that it's going to be enjoyable. Hoping that there will be a good amount of content for people. Hopefully get at least a good several hours of fun out of it. We'll see. A lot of work to do until release, but it's getting there. I also have to resolve some performance issues, which I'm absolutely dreading because I have no clue how to do that. Quickness. Yeah, let's do increased movement speed. Let's see. That adds more rune slots. That it lowers the speed, but that's a lot of extra rune slots, actually. So I can put those there. Ooh, now we got the real bubble experience. Look at that. All right. I've got 1 health left, though. I have not gotten a health drop yet. I'll get one. I'll get one. Oof. Too many bubbles. There's a health. Get that rune as well. Oh my gosh, and then I just face tanked an entire spider centaur bullet. Okay. Pool bullet UI indicators. I'm just writing some things down that I need to do before I forget. Pool, circle, explosions. Pool, what was the other one I was going to pool? Oh gosh, I can't remember now. Why can't I remember? Well, that'll be fine for now. It already looks really fun, thank you. Yeah. Is there an end of run death stat screen? There is. Well, there's not an end of run like victory screen. There's a section where chest falls down and you can destroy the chest and get a bunch of gold, and then you go back to the hub. What I'm hoping to do is after you win and you break the chest and you get all your gold and then you go back to the hub level, that's when you'll get kind of like an overview screen of like, or like a pop-up that says like, hey, here's how much gold you had, and maybe there'll be a nice animation and everything. I still got to work on that for sure, but lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of work to do. I got bleed now. I've got bleed on 2 places though. Let's just sell that. Okay. I'm getting a lot less gold and a lot less health drops, which I think is nice, because I don't yet have those upgrades where I get more gold and more health drops. There's some gold though. I am in very dangerous territory here. Oh no. And there's an elite enemy as well. I would like some health, please. Okay, we got the gargoyles starting to appear now. I have to play super cautiously. It's a good thing my bubbles basically just cover the screen, because otherwise this would be very difficult. Oh, yes. Drop 10 gold into the well. Imaginary friend, look at that. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. That actually felt really good to get that imaginary friend from that well drop. That's an increase in... Oh, but... No, that's fine. Yeah, let's put that one over there. Can put oil on there, might as well. So we've got a bunch of different things here. I gotta fix that UI still. Oh my gosh, there's so much to do, so much to do. I can't use the well multiple times yet, so... Are there skill upgrades that are permanent? I believe they're called passive or active skills. Yes, there are, and I can show you after this run what those look like. I'm actually going to be interested in testing that out to make sure it works. So whether I die or win this run, we will see. Ow. I'm not doing so hot here, though. Ooh, but that elite enemy will give me health. I need to remove those elite enemies because I'm not going to have them in the final game. I don't think. And they're just throwing off my balancing efforts because they always... Oh, no! Can't believe I lost. Okay, I think that's going to remove the elite. This doesn't need to be here either. I'll leave those just... I don't like typically leaving commented code, but... Okay, so those elites are removed from the game. Bubbles could use a pop effect. Yeah, I gotta do all kinds of bullet collision effects and whatnot. Problem is I gotta reduce the amount of scenes that I'm instantiating quite a bit because I think that's adding to some performance issues. I do have to do some deeper profiling of the game, but this is what these pool things do. So pool bullet UI indicators, pool circle explosions, pool telegraph indicators. Pool muzzle flash effects. Just all these common things that are constantly instantiated over and over and over again. I can probably reduce the load on the game a little bit by just pooling those, but we'll see. I probably shouldn't focus on those just yet until I profile, but I do want to write them down so that I have them. Are you also considering that you might be too good at playing this game at this point? How would you balance the game for new players? So the way that the balancing is going to work is that for the first level, the dungeon level is going to be easier than the other ones. But also there's going to be the permanent upgrades here. So this upgrade tree, this is where you're going to be able to pick up things that increase the, I don't know, or decrease the difficulty of the game just through these upgrades here. So the dungeon's going to be the easiest level, and then the whatchamacallit, the next level, the graveyard level, is going to be sort of like the medium level, and then the last level will be the hard level. And that's kind of how I'm going to control the balancing, but I think this game is going to make an assumption that you have a certain skill floor, You know, it's not going to cater to absolutely everyone. This is not a game that's going to be like, yeah, anyone can play it. I'm going to offer tons of difficulty settings to make it enjoyable for everyone. No, there's going to be a skill floor, and it's going to be, you know, you basically have to be able to play action roguelike games comfortably to play this game comfortably. And if you can't, that's okay. Don't buy the game. It's difficult enough to balance without difficulty sliders. All right, so I think that's going to be it for the stream, unless anyone has any final questions. But before I sign off, if you want to support my work, check out the links in the description below. The brand new C# Godot course is out. And if you want to financially support me and learn how to do C# and Godot, you can check out the links, that link for that in the description. I also have a GD script course, 2 of them actually, so you can check that out. Otherwise, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all of that good stuff. Everything helps. And I'll just wait here a second in case anyone has any final questions or comments. But if not, then I will wish you all a good day. 3, 2, 1. All right, no final comments. All right. Goodbye, Luca. Finna check out the GD script vid. Nice. Yeah, have a good day, everyone. Thank you, Lucky. I appreciate it.